booking agent saying, like, I didn't know you sent me to CPAC, dude. And the guy was, like, super hardcore, like, it's fine, you know, but he was like, yeah, and like, he did his thumb speech after my songs. I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I look over, you know, do you ever watch the Tell shows? Yeah. You're the black, white supremacist. Kind of like, that's how the speech was like. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God. But the check cleared, and he tipped me well, but it was like, I didn't know what I was walking into. He sent me to this ranch out in New River outside of Phoenix, and I was like, yeah, yeah. That's kind of me too, but it's $600. I was like, that was down. It's like, yeah. But like when we done concerts, it's about this turn. It's like, and I've kind of built that. Like my friend Bernice, we've done it here. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, we're going to get this party started here in just a moment.
This one's in G, the opening song. And I'll point to you for a break. It's like it's like a Wood Brothers tune. Up above my head. G 145. Yeah, you want to jump in? Yeah. Hey, Hayden.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us out there in YouTube land. You have landed at Unity of Flagstaff, and we're grateful to have you share your morning with us. Everything that's going on here at the ministry, of course, can be found at www.unityofflagstaff.org. And today we are in for a treat. We have two world-class musicians, Ryan Biter, who you recognize, and Dean Johanesen. So they are going to talk about and sing about fatherhood. So buckle up. We're going to have us some fun. Thanks again for remembering our ministry as you tithe and give back to the places that spiritually feed you. Go to that donate button at www.unityofflagstaff.org. Blessings, my friends.
Real name? Like, no, I just chose this over something like good, like Elton John or something like that. We have a pretty good band, like, yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. I'm Reverend Penni. Honey, it looks a little different this morning, doesn't it? We like just mixing it up. I've got some amazing people to introduce you to in a moment, but first we're going to start with Up Above My Head, and that will feature, of course, we know this guy, Ryan Biter, and his musical amazing friend, Dean Johanesen. We're going to do a little bit of, there we go. We're glad to have you, Dean. Yeah, we told you we'd be welcoming. There we go.
And he's from all the way here from Sarasota, Florida.
Woo!
So, welcome him in. You'll hear him today. You'll love him. We'll bring him back for a concert one of these days.
Yes, yes.
He's
Let's
a good
do
one.
that.
I've set expectations high. I always love when I can bring in some people from the outside of Flagstaff who can
That's right.
blow your minds a bit.
Right.
All right, stand as you are able and as you feel willing or able. We're going to sing this song. It's kind of a call and response. We've done it before. And if you get lost, that's okay. Up above my head, I hear music in the air, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. Where's my clicker, Penny? There you go. All in this room, I hear music fill the air. All in this room, I hear music in the air. All in this room, I hear music fill the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. You had one job, Penny. Back to up above my head. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. And all in this room, I hear music fill the air. All in this room, yeah, I hear music fill the air. All in this room, I hear music fill the air. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere. One last time. Well, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere.
Oh, see? I'm not in my regular spot. I'm not. I heard Ryan say, "You only have one job, Penny."
It's a complex one.
It's a very complex one. So welcome again to Unity of Flagstaff. Thank you for being with us. We are grateful. I promise you the room is going to cool down, and then somebody will say, "It's too cold in here." So thanks for being patient with that. Here at Unity of Flagstaff, we like to remind you that God is too big to fit into religion. We are infinite beings and the expression of that. So welcome to a room full of people that see your light. Let it shine. Come on now, let it shine. Yeah, here we go. Tools, not rules, that's what we're all about. Welcome again to Unity of Flagstaff. Thank you for being with us. And I think it's a little slower on this side of the room, this little thing, do you think? As I remind you most Sundays, Unity is founded on prayer. So we're going to do a little bit of that in a moment. Take a deep breath. Know that we are here to support you on your spiritual journey. We're even here to support you if you're not on a spiritual journey. How about that, right?
If you're just here for a sandwich and cookies.
We can do that too. Yes, that is what we're about. And we are founded on prayer, the power of affirmative prayer. And I want to remind you that there are several ways that this community is here to support you with that. We have a prayer box over here. If you are more comfortable writing your prayer down, there's also an opportunity to say that you'd like to have a call from the minister. Check that. Those prayers are held by our prayer team every week in prayer and in confidence. And we bless those conditions and issues, and then we send them on their way, and we affirm with you that God is greater. That's the way affirmative prayer works. I have prayer partners here in the room that are willing to pray with you today. Would you raise your hands if you're available? Thank you for that. Round of applause for that amazing group of people. Yeah? Yeah. And of course, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Put it on speed dial, 24/7. 24/7. You can be supported in prayer. And you can always call me here at the center or email us. Honored to pray with you. Yes. So let's just do some of that. Okay, Hayden, I'm gonna move. Watch this. Okay, here you go. There you go. All right. Ta-da. Do you think she can stand in one spot? No. Deep breath. Oh, wait. I gotta do this. She's waving at. Oh, she's waving at you. She's. Oh, look, and Emerson in the corner. Look at us. Aren't we amazing? Okay. Oh yeah, we were praying. Okay, here we go. Big deep breath. Thank you for being here. We rest into this moment. There is but one power, one presence. We stand now, open and receptive to that. We are giving great thanks for the opportunity and the privilege to come together. We are here to remind each other of the divine light that resides within each and every one. And we pull that forward in our mind's eye right now, enfolding and embracing our world. We give thanks. We are blessed. it is good to be us. And so it is, and we're just going to let it be. Want to share something with you. This is that fabulous Father's Day video that Miss Trina Getz, round of applause, puts together. This music is by Sean Dennehy, who was our first, there he is with his little one, Sean, our first musical director when I arrived here. And if you know who this is in the picture, say it.
I hope you grow to be bright and full.
There's Betsy and her daddy.
I hope you know
That's Bruce's dad, isn't it? Is that Bruce's dad?
I love you so.
All right, now looky here. You recognize that guy? And there's little Miss Ira June. And looky there. Who's that guy with that
And
cute
I'll
little
show
girl?
you where to
There's
go.
Daddy.
You don't know.
Alice. And Alice and her dad. Alice and her dad.
Life is
That's
your
Char and
water.
her daddy.
Fill your cup.
Yeah. Oh, looky there, Helen, on her daddy's lap.
Everything you find.
And there's Michael with his dad. His dad's in white.
But I might let you fall down.
Ah, my.
I'll
Yeah, how about it?
always be around to
Dave
help
Savage,
you up.
yeah? Dave, is that you? Yeah. And there's Andy. And there's Andy and his youngest daughter, yeah. Oh. That's Trina's little granddaughter and her daddy. Looky there. I don't know who that is. Ah, I don't know.
Little rose,
This is Laura Kavanaugh's family.
let me count your toes. Last
This is Miss
time there were
Dixie and
10.
her daddy.
Let
looky
me
there.
count 'em again.
Miss Susie and her dad.
My little girl,
Aww,
I hope you succeed.
that's your daddy. Laura's daddy.
But I can't
And that's your dad,
everything you
Marcia.
want,
Yeah.
only what you
Who we got here? Who's this? Does anybody know? All
And I
right.
wonder
This is
what
Matt
you'll
and
be
his
like
brothers
when you
and his
grow
dad.
up.
And there's Matt later in life with his daddy.
Life is your water.
Josie and her daddy. Haha, Steve Huffman and his dad.
Everything you find isn't enough.
Yeah, there.
But I
Yeah.
might let you fall down.
That's Marcia's good looking
I'll
daddy.
always be
There we go.
around
That's Bruce,
to
right?
help you
Bruce
up.
and his mom and dad.
And I might let you,
This is my stepson, his son, and his daughter.
but I'll always be around to help you up.
That's Mr. Yerke, and this is Chris Ash. Both of which
Little Rose.
I claimed as my father's, and this is my granddad, Frosty,
Happy Father's Day, y'all.
and Grandma May. Ah, thank you, Trina. Yeah, we will. We'll be running that again here in a little while, but deep breath. Everybody has a story about Father's Day, don't they? And it can look a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. So we just celebrate that with you. We do. All right, I have one job, and look what I'm doing. Miss Trina Getz, we are inviting you to the front as our PA today. Thank you. Round of applause again. Thank you for that amazing video. Oh, somebody set that up for me. Okay. Wing it. Okay, there you go. All right.
All right. Are we sharing a mic, you and I? Okay. So, good morning. I'm glad to be here today. As a recommended practice in life, we are going to do our gratitudes and prayer requests today. Now is the time that we share what is you share what is happening with you. We are honored to share your prayer requests, gratitudes, and we collectively affirm with you and those you pray for that the presence of good is in all things. and is the one power. We know that God, the universe, spirit, whatever you call it, knows the details. So does anyone have a gratitude or prayer request?
You got it the right time this time, Daniel.
Figure if I go first, I won't have to wait. Oh, yeah, I did have to wait. Anyway, I have a gratitude. I love you guys. This community supports me and all of you. Without you guys, I would not have my connection that I desire with my higher power. It's with the teachings from here, all of you. And 2 days ago, I found out my good friends that lives in Montana, his mom tried to commit suicide. So I'd like to bring her healing power, emotional, physical, spiritual, to the community for prayer. So thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. I want to remind you that actually you would know you would have your divinity. You just might not remember it. That's what we're here to do. Yeah, that doesn't leave any of us.
And you wouldn't pay the big bucks for it.
That's right. That's right. I mean, look what you have. Look around this room just for a moment and consider how you are held in the light, and we see your divinity. So we're celebrating that with you. Your friend's mother's name. Okay. Your friend's name, David. So we are breathing in. I want you to breathe in. That's a big thing to hear in a room, isn't it? Right? Take a breath. Yeah. We are here to hold life in a new perspective for his mother and for him. We are here to see the good that is already present. And we will hold a consciousness around that. We see her healing. And we see her finding peace. And that comes easily and effortlessly because it's within. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, she's got some pretty good-looking snacks there, Ira June does. And I'm thinking...
She'll share them.
She'll share them. Yeah, they're good. Hi, darling.
Hi. Last week when I was here, I asked for a prayer about my grandson who was looking at buying a home out here because I was really pleased that he was going to come live out here. Well, I'm happy to tell you your prayers worked.
Woohoo!
Today, he's on a journey. He's been driving from Virginia to come out, and tomorrow we're doing a walkthrough on a house that's been accepted for him.
Yay!
And I'm so grateful that he's going to be moving out here, and I'm going to have him in my life again.
Yeah. Happy grandma. Yeah, you know, I've heard that prayer works. I read that somewhere. And affirmative prayer is powerful in our lives, isn't it? Isn't it fun to be reminded how it works? Yeah. When you forget, come ask us. Come check it out, because it works, right? We're celebrating that. I can't wait to meet him. That's awesome. Who else?
I'm feeling really thankful for my little girl to be here. We don't normally attend here, but it's fun to have her here. And then also over the last couple of years, I've been really fortunate to build a community of great musicians around the country, good friends. So I'm very, very thankful to have Dean here. It's just always good to see my people, especially since I've been home a lot. So it's just good to see people, and it kind of reminds me of why I do what I do. So it's just good to see you, man. It's really nice. Yeah.
Yay. Yes, dear.
My dear friend, mentally, has struggled with a lot of autoimmune diseases throughout her young life, and she's just recently started on a healing journey that has had a little bit of an effect, and she's feeling very hesitant about it because it's hard to have faith in things when you've spent most of your life really ill. But I just wanted some prayers for her to feel confident that the right thing is coming to her and that she can feel stronger and go on the healing journey she needs to.
Remind me the first name again, dear.
Mentally.
Mentally. So first of all, we're celebrating, right?
Yeah.
That there is help,
Yeah.
that there is support,
Yeah.
that there's healing available. And we are affirming with Mentally that she's open and receptive.
Yeah.
She receives the good. She allows it to heal her. And she feels the joy and peace of that knowing. And we also support you in this. It takes energy and light and love to stand with our friends in these moments. So we see you shored up and ready and capable and strong and available. We know this to be true. Thank you.
Well, I have a gratitude for my sister who had knee replacement over a week ago, and she is doing better, and she's in a rehab now. So in a few days, if she does really good, she'll get to go home. Her husband's quite a bit older than her and having a struggle without her. So we want to send him some energy that he has perfect understanding and looks forward to her coming home.
Is it Helen? Your sister's name is Helen, right? So we are unfolding Helen in light on her continued journey of healing. And we see her husband being at peace and finding a lot of strength that he knows how to do this. Yeah. And she feels supported and loved in this process. And you too, Betsy, we're holding you in this as your heart opens to support her and love her right where she is in her healing. Yeah. I'm not driving. Sorry.
Boy, Dave, if you could have walked any slower. No. I've been a lawyer
Okay, boys, now don't fight.
I've been a lawyer for 47 years, and I had a silver box.
And now you're a meteorologist.
And I had a silver box experience, and we don't have the 15 minutes to go to talk about it.
You're right, we don't.
But it's the case of 4 miracles. So if you have 15 minutes or want to be regaled with how everything, all the stars aligned, and the right thing happened at the right time for the right reason, I'd love to tell you about it. It's great to be here. I'm so happy that the dinner for 6, 8, or lunch for dinner 6 or whatever is kicking off now. We have 3 fabulous contact people, and so see me afterwards, and we'll get you Tuesday night, Saturday night, or Saturday lunch.
Thank you, Gary. And that is really a story worth hearing, to see how that lined up and how all the right people got exactly what they needed when they needed it. And Gary, I attribute a lot of that to your open heart and your open mind. Yeah, we celebrate that. All right, who's next? All right, hey, Sonny.
So I just want to share a gratitude about Pride yesterday. We were able to have an amazing parade, an amazing Pride in the Pines. With Sandra's offering, I got to be part of the free mom hugs, and so just really grateful to be a support for some of those kids and people who have maybe not had the support of their families, and just being able to be part of that experience was amazing. And so really grateful that we had such a supportive community, and so many people that came out. It was really nice to see. And then also gratitude for my wonderful husband, since it's Father's Day, and he has grown so much in the last year, and just want to tell you how grateful we are for you and how much we love you, and we're just so happy that you're part of our family.
Yeah, right? And yes, we're celebrating. It was quite a success Yes, all the Pride events that were held downtown Flagstaff yesterday, and we're celebrating. And I hear that there was a big truck in that parade that Hayden was driving too, and all decorated up. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing some of those pictures. Right. So thank you for being that in our community. Thank you for that. And hey, Hayden, thanks for being a good dad. All right. He had a pretty good model. Yeah, he did. Yes, Larry. Look who's back. Larry and Pat are back. They decided it was just too darn hot down there. Yeah.
I have two requests. One of those is I'm working on a project called SAW, where we install ramps for people. And 2 of the 4 people that were supposed to help me this coming Thursday have had to cancel out. It's up at the Hopi Reservation, and it's about an 8-hour event. We take care of the driving and things like that. So if anybody knows somebody else that wants to volunteer 8 hours on Thursday, it means can you use a drill and can you lift the end of a 2x4? That's about it.
Come on, we know some people that could do that, don't we? Come on, let's put our little thinking caps on and let's get back to Larry with that. Let's think about that. Yeah, all right. And?
My second one is my mom, who turned 100 in January, is now really starting to lose effectiveness in her life. And so it's a transition for all of the family as well as for her, and it's difficult.
Larry, remind me your mom's first name.
Irene.
Irene. So first of all, thank you for the good work you do. And this guy does a lot of good work on the planet, I just got to tell you. And so we appreciate that. And we are holding Irene in light and your family. It's just not easy. And God is greater. We see her at ease. We see her at ease, and we see her safe and knowing that she is loved and she is supported. And I see that with you and the rest of your family also. Yeah. You gotta love this. Look what's happening over here. I'm just digging that, man.
She doesn't know strangers.
I love that. Yeah.
I am grateful for this wonderful woman sitting next to me on my right, Charlotta, who has loved me for probably 55 years now. And as I have lost the ability to do certain things, big and small, she has taken them on without a question. In the small includes I needed help getting my shirt buttoned this morning, so I am grateful.
So are we. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that into the world, and thank you for sharing it in my life. Thank you. We celebrate. Hi, Penny. Look, you get your 2 cents worth today.
I think you turned the mic off.
I'm off.
You're
Now I'm
on. You're on.
Now I'm on. Well, a man who's a couple generations younger than me has just had hip replacement, and he's had, he had a hard time. His daughter was run over by a police car in Florida and died, and this has been 3 or 4 years now. He's still struggling big time. His name is Aaron. And we just saw her pictures at the memorial service for my husband. And so I want to pray for him that his hip heals well, and the time he spends with his grandparents just really renews him and gives him great strength and hope in the future. Oh my, it's been quite a time, especially for him.
Yeah.
Thanks, Penni.
So let's take a deep breath. There's a lot of power in this room. There's a lot of power in this room. We are one with the healing mind of God. And we are bringing that forward right now. We are seeing that received with open arms. And the healing begins. We allow the light and the love that we are to surround him. And he feels that and knows it and is willing to move forward in a greater expression and in joy and in ease and with peace. And so it is. Now, here we go. You got the mic there, buddy. Hold it. Oop, did we turn this thing on here? No, that's all right. And just hold it close enough because we don't want to miss a word.
Anyhow, the day before yesterday, Laura had to take our kitty to the. Anyhow, she had to take our kitty to the vet, and anyhow, she came home and told me that how much it was going to cost because she has to have some oral surgery done, and so and the money that we were going to use for something, for ourselves. And I thought about it, boy, it was kind of a letdown. And then I thought to myself, I think we've all been at this point where unexpected expenses, And then I thought about it some more, and I thought, this is the way I was taught all my life, that God always provides, no matter what. And sometimes we can't see it right away, and then all of a sudden it happens. It's right there. And I know that it all will come good. All the good will come about.
I have helpers. This is going to be a powerful prayer, Mike. God's substance everywhere, all the time, at the same time. Infinite in expression. This is what we know. And I commend you in recognizing that when it's tough to see. It's easy to see when it's easy to see, isn't it? I guess you guys can't see me very well, can you? God's substance everywhere, all the time, at the same time. Expressing all the time through us and around us. We see the procedure easy for the kitty. Which one? It's Roxy. Okay. And we see Roxy being healed and out of pain. And this gets easier and easier. God's substance everywhere, all the time, at the same time, infinite in expression. Anyone in your life ever have unexpected expenses? I don't think you're alone. Right? So we're seeing it easy. You are abundant. Thank you. All right, what do we got? Come on. You guys might get a chance to sing and talk eventually. Oh, Michael.
Thursday, Helen and I went to the Grand Canyon to get information and set things up for the services for Keith on Thursday. And we walked out to Shoshone Point there, And as I looked down, I could see it was plain as all get out to me, where I almost died in 1980. I could see that point there, and it's a heck of a reminder to me. And we've got things kind of set up nicely for Keith, I hope. But Friday morning, I woke up and I was early, and I figured I need to go out and clean up on a mile of the highway. So I went out and did it again by myself. And a friend came by and stopped, and we got out and talked. And also as a result of my getting hurt so bad, 1980, I almost died again here 6 years ago. And he was on death's door here just earlier this year. And we talked for a while, and it's a real good help to me. We're both very thankful. Every single day we're still here. And Keith, he is on. I'm sorry. Life is temporary for us all, and I try to do what I can that's right while I'm here, and so does Bill. And I'm just thankful for all I got. That's enough on me today.
So, Michael, I'm glad that old mule and that old canyon didn't win that wrestling match, right? We know you went rolling down there a little ways and bumped your head a little bit, right? But we're grateful, right? And it is a good reminder, isn't it? Because life is temporary. We're going to celebrate our friend Keith Green this Thursday up there at Shoshone Point. There's information out in the foyer. Be sure and check that out. We've actually got a 15-passenger van that we're taking, and we're carpooling too. And thank you, Michael and Helen, for helping to get that set up and make that happen. Yeah, round of applause. Absolutely. This is what we do. This is what we do in this community. This is who we are. And, Michael, I'm grateful every day you're here. You have made a difference in my life. You make a difference on the planet. And it's important. And I'm grateful you're here. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dixie.
Matt and Josie's Phoenix house was broken into over the weekend, and they're understandably upset. One of Matt's guitars was stolen, among other things. So I'm just asking for prayers on their behalf for comfort and peace.
Yeah, let's bring that in for a moment. And, yeah. So we're seeing their home surrounded in light and safe. We're grateful that no one was physically hurt in the process. And it's hard to hear, but we are affirming that that particular individual that needed to do that uses this experience to transform that energy into something better. And it's a sacrifice on the part of Matt and Josie. And we are going to affirm that that sacrifice results in good. Yeah. And we're just holding their peace and their comfort in mind. Yeah. Anyone else? Hi, Steve. Miss Susie? Yeah, there you go. Dave's coming right behind you.
I just wanted to, after looking at the pictures, and Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Oh, can you hear me better?
There you
Happy
go.
Father's Day to all the daddies out there. And not only was my dad in there, but Mom and Dad again. Mom left us a long time ago. But I have so much gratitude that I could spend Dad's last few years with him up until the night that he decided to leave. And just in retrospect, how they were such strict, mean parents. But my dad and I had all this beautiful time together to heal, and just time goes by so fast. This is a blessing to have this young energy in here. That makes me happy too. Grateful for that, and just to really carpe diem. Every day is beautiful, and I'm grateful.
And thank you for reminding us, Susie. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure some of us have stories about dads and moms that were a little strict, right? And we are affirming that they all did exactly what they knew to do at the time they were doing it. And I am affirming that if they could do it over, they'd do it better. And so ours is to take that into the world and be sure that we're sharing that with this kind of love and light, right? So thank you. Yes, Mr.
Hey,
Steve.
I
Are you here to plug the fact that you're going to
listen,
be speaking in July?
I
Are you-
am.
Are you here to
but
advertise twice? Yeah.
I've spoken here the last 3 Father's Days,
Yes.
and so I
that's
just
right.
wanted to keep that pattern going.
Thank you. And Steve Dose. Thank you. Round of applause. We will be enjoying Steve. What is it? Is it the 14th and 21st? Right. 14th and 21st, Steve will be speaking because I'll be gone. Yeah. It's a V. It's a V word. Vacation. That's it. So thank you, Steve. And then we'll have Matt Devlin on the 28th. So thank you, Steve. We're always grateful to have you in the room, even if you're back there. Anyone else? All right, we're going to cut these guys loose. Yeah, are we ready? All right, Miss Trina, thank you. Thank you. We are
All right.
blessed. I appreciate that this is a safe room that we can share what we are feeling, where we're at, and what we want to celebrate. Yeah, thank you.
So it is, and so we let it be. I'm just going to leave it at that. Our unity principle for today, let's say this together. Human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good.
And the short version, I am and you am too. All right.
Okay. So, fair warning, I'm going off script this morning. I had something in mind that I was going to say as of 6 a.m. and it changed. So here goes. So first of all, I want to acknowledge my dad. Still with us, love him dearly. Wasn't perfect, isn't perfect, neither am I. We don't see eye to eye on everything, but one thing I do know about him is there's nothing he would not do for his girls. There's nothing he wouldn't do for us. So blessings to Dad. But this message, this inspiration, and I'll try to be quick about it, came when I was thinking what I wanted to talk about, and so there's a paragraph from this morning's Daily Word that I'm going to read. I give thanks for those fatherly figures who selflessly gave their time and love to help me grow into the person I am today. Their demonstrations of patience showed me how to give others space and time. Their humor and lightheartedness taught me not to take myself too seriously. Their guidance and trust encouraged me to be independent and trust myself. So that's what a father figure is. Whether our fathers were that's what a father figure is. So a week ago or so, I was having lunch with our beautiful minister, Miss Penni, and she inspired me. We had a conversation about politics, and I won't name names, but her solution to, let's say, an individual that we're bothered by in the political realm, I won't name names again, is send love. Send love. Send love to that individual. So if there was a name that popped into your mind, send love. Love that person. Love that person. It sounds crazy, but guess what? She said she's been doing that 2 minutes every morning, and it inspired me. Penni was my father figure. She inspired me to start doing that. And let me tell you, I've been trying to do meditation on my own for years now. God has been telling me I need to do more meditating. I'm not into it. I didn't do it. Guess what? When it was about helping somebody else, I did it. I sat for 2 minutes with that individual in my mind and sent them love. Love. I mean, nothing else is working. Let's try that. Let's try sending love. So, and then I sat after that and taught and listened, and I thought, okay, well, what's next? I'm already meditating. So guess what? I got the boot I needed to get into the meditation I wanted for me. And I just got some beautiful inspiration. I don't know if anybody else struggles with occasionally having negative thoughts about themselves, their bodies, any of that. So I do. I'll be vulnerable and admit that. And what I got was be grateful. Whenever those thoughts come into your mind, stop and say thank you. Thank your body. Thank yourself for all of the amazing ways it serves you. All of the amazing ways that body, whatever age it is, because guess what? Mine's not getting any younger. I don't think anybody's is. But wherever it's at, thank your body. It got you here today. It got you here today. It gets you through. It gets you to where you need in life today. So thank you, body. And I just want to acknowledge that for today, Penni was my father figure. When I went into meditation, I was like, it took so long for me to get myself to sit and be still and meditate, and thinking of someone else and sending love to someone else is what got me there. So anyway, that's my Father's Day moment.
Okay, let's take a deep breath. You guys are going to get fired up here, right? How about we stand up? Those that are comfortable standing, let's just stand up. We've had a big bunch of information here. I want you to breathe from your toes all the way to your nose, right? Okay. Bless it all. I want you to say that with me. Bless it all. And again. Bless it all. Thank you. You can be seated.
So I'm going to play what might be a familiar tune to some of you. This is my interpretation I've done for years of Amazing Grace and Be Thou My Vision mixed together. I'm a big fan of old hymns, and so as you listen, just kind of think if you have any history of the song, where it's taken you, or if you have some resistance to the songs, maybe think about that. So this is Amazing Grace.
And this is your meditation time, folks. and we rest. We rest in the oneness. We rest in the safety and the light and the love. We stand present to the amazing grace all around us, expressing through our lives. And we say thank you. And we see this for those across the planet. And we say thank you. And so it is. And so we let it be. Lights, please.
Lights,
Thank
please.
you.
So like I said, I'm really happy to have my buddy Dean here. So not all of this ties super into fatherhood.
Can we
but
get the lights on, please? Thank you. Thank you.
Dean would consider his music called circus swing. And so Dean was going to be in town, and I just figured I would share his stuff with you. And we might talk a little bit about fatherhood. We might not. We might just share some songs. I'm going to have Dean play some of his music. And if for some reason you feel like dancing, which I think you might, you're totally able to. That's totally allowed here at Unity. It's not a Methodist church. You're allowed to dance.
There's a reason I'm not a Methodist anymore. But they gave me a really good foundation.
We'll get there.
Cheers, thank you. We'll keep it going?
Yeah. I have Dean here, so I want to play as much music for you guys as possible. That's okay with you.
Is that okay with us for Dean to play it? Yeah, right?
I appreciate y'all. It's a very beautiful morning to be a part of. Thanks for having me here.
Ah.
Thanks to you for making this happen.
of us.
We gotta put out a rap album.
2 cents. I'm not used to this dry weather from Florida. You drink a lot, but you also have to pee a lot. So
Thank you for sharing.
I just feel comfortable here. I feel like I can share. This is kind of a Father's Day song. I wrote a song called Mr. Delaware, and I was writing this circus swing record. There's a lot of circus history in Sarasota. There's a lot of unique. John Ringling built that area quite a bit. There's a circus museum. The Cottazon is there. The ground is really beautiful. But I read Sarah Doohan's book, Water for Elephants, and just fell in love with how she used a novel to tell a history, and I kind of started doing that in the songs. But I saw this short clip of when I was in the midst of writing all this, the short clip of a kangaroo boxer and a kangaroo dancing around, and I thought, what an odd profession to go after to be a kangaroo boxer. Like, why would you do that as a living? Thank you very much. So I came up with this story in my head that maybe his father was a professional boxer and he wanted his only son to follow in his footsteps, but his son was horrible at boxing. So he disappoints the family and runs away and joins the circus. This makes sense, right?
That's what I did.
All he knows how to do is box badly with a kangaroo. But the personal story I took from that to write it was that my son was going into middle school at the time, and we were kind of pushing him towards this art-based school. And he's always been science-minded kid. He's been into dinosaurs. We're talking about dinosaurs this morning. And he just loves dinosaurs. He wanted to be a paleontologist. And then I felt guilty for trying to push him into art school instead of letting him do Biter on the cajon. Thank you, buddy.
So I was told, Penny's like, you're doing the message today, right? I'm like, well, sort of. But I wanted to, so I'm a pretty recent father, obviously, and I got to take my daughter. Dean and I know each other through a songwriters festival in Texas called the Dripping Spring Songwriters Festival, and I got to bring her this last time, and it was just so wonderful to have her around my tribe of people, and it kind of made me think about how do I want to raise my daughter in a way that's true to who we are and also surrounds her with love and music and people who are positive and want to, prove what they're doing and to really work and to take stock of this life. And so I kind of wanted to ask Dean, what was the first? Yeah, scared. What was? What was the first kind of moment being a dad hit you? Like really hit you? Because baby born is one of those, but
It's one thing if it's a cup of coffee. Maybe in your family. And full circle, we end up adding more and more wheels, right, as we go. You ride a unicycle in your most late. And then kind of ask one more question. We'll play some more songs. That's good with you. And then we'll kind of open it up in a little bit to share some stuff. And I guess my next question is, because I'm a newer father, I'm kind of figuring this out. What advice might you have, for better or for worse? And one thing we've really struggled with I've struggled with in my family is, I mean, some of you know kind of my mental health journey and a lot of what's happened with that. And it was always this thing where I was like, I don't want to pass any of this on to her. I don't want to have to see these things. I don't want to have to experience this. And another musician, friend of mine, he said, well, Ryan, what you're doing for her by being flawed and human is teaching her to have grace for other people who are flawed and human. And to show that you're working on things and to show that you're putting in the time and the effort to improve. And then she'll have that as the lesson she's learned. Not that you were really sick or really ill or really crazy. She's like, she'll remember that. And so with that being said, do you want to do another song, Dean?
Sure. Well, I wrote one, it's the most recent. I'm
more recent song called Semi-Tennessee. We were talking about meditation a lot today, and for me, the road has been a big meditation, like staring out at the windshield and going through different parts of the country and seeing different places in the world. My grandfather was a truck driver for a short time. He served in the military. He worked for the post office, and then he was driving trucks when he got out of the service to make a living. And then my mom, a single mom, she was delivering motorhomes to make money. So then leave it to me to jump in a Highlander and tour all over the place to try to play music, and it was just kind of in our blood. But you know, it's the song's called Semi-Tennessee. I saw a Tennessee license plate and just thought that part-time of living in your home and then part-time of living on the road, and just all the meditation and joy and inspiration the road brings to me. So that's what the song's about. I love my home, but I can hear that highway calling. Sitting's never stood too well with me. Out there on the road, I'm pulling through my heavy load, putting my cargo on the scale, try to keep from running off the rails. A windshield's got me thinking about the hazard lights I'm blinking. Times I need that distance just to see Semi-Tennessee, whenever I'm free to be. Absence makes me fond of it. I long to travel yon. Try not to miss me much. I'll be better when I get back in touch. Full-time living, Semi-Tennessee. Long-haul trucking's never been a bother. I'm driving all from the south and north and west to east. I'll never do protest if they want to see my manifest, 'cause I'm driving toward a better destiny. A windshield's got me thinking about the hazard lights I'm blinking. Times I need that distance just to see Semi-Tennessee, whenever I'm free to be. Absence makes me fonder than I long to travel yon. Try not to miss me much. I'll be better when I get back in touch. Full-time living, Semi-Tennessee. When I'm jumping in a truck again, like a visit with a good old friend. Tell me, Big Rig, how have you been? Are you ready for a long weekend? Picking up a trailer too. Kingpin that fifth wheel true. Singing the jaws, pull up the chalk, start up the truck, rev the big old block. A full-time living, Semi-Tennessee. Oh, I'm full-time living, Semi-Tennessee. Over and out, I'm about to be Semi-Tennessee. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're going to play one, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll play one.
All right.
They hear me a
It's
lot.
a lot of
though.
pressure.
They hear me a lot. So it's. I know. I
Yeah,
appreciate. I love you guys too.
I knew
but
it.
when I have musical friends, I want to kind of expose you to as much of them as possible. Hopefully, they don't expose that much to
Whoa,
you
whoa,
guys.
whoa. Easy.
So I guess I want to turn it over. Do we have someone with the mic? Cool. Penny's always got it. She's ready to rain fire from on high. That's Steve's job. Steve knows all about that. So I guess I want to turn over to you. Does anyone have, for positive or negative, a lesson they learned from their father? And I want you to be open about that. You don't have to have a positive one. You don't have to have a negative one. But if there's something you feel to share of a lesson you learned, I invite you to do that now.
Well, since I have the microphone, I got a story for you. My dad was he was a hard guy. He was a good, hard-working man, and he just didn't say much. And if he wanted your opinion, he'd give it to you. I don't know where I get any of that in my life. But I remember one time I was moving him in after my mother had passed. I was moving him into an apartment, which he was not happy about. He'd been on at least 10 acres all his life. And I was hanging this family clock. It weighed about 65 pounds, and I'd put the D-hook in the wall, and I had that clock on my shoulder, and I was hoisting it up to hook it. And he was sitting in a chair across the room telling me everything I was doing wrong. I could count on that. And I set the clock down, and I was so angry. I was tired, and I was angry. And I looked at him, and I said, "Why do you always have to be right?" And in that moment, and I never want to see that look on a person's face again, I had crushed his spirit. The only thing that man knew to do for me in my life was be right. Because that's how he kept me safe. That's how he showed me he loved me. He could always and would always be right, and I could count on that. And I had an entirely different relationship with him after that. He didn't talk anymore, and he still gave me my opinion. But I knew that was his expression of love. And I was transformed in that moment. That's my dad's story. Okay, we'll let you talk, Daniel.
Yeah, my father, John Chestnut, when he was 17, he had never met my mother. She was 15 and getting out of a Lincoln Continental at a church youth group. He talked to his best friend Tommy and said, "See that blonde-haired woman there, girl? I'm marrying her." And my mom and him were married less than 2 years later. My mom graduated high school with his last name. But what I really got from my dad is how to treat a woman with love and respect. He showed that to our family. I watched it growing up, and I'm a better man because I was an observant child to witness all that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. My father knew he was going to die young because he found while he was in medical school that he had a rheumatic heart in the times when they couldn't fix it. So by the time I was 5 and my sister was 4, he'd saved up money for us to go to college and so forth. And and bought the house and paid for the house and a Ford convertible. I do remember that. And when he did die, all his doctor friends would ask my sister and I at 5, I don't know how old you are. Are you 7? I figured 7. Yeah, I was younger. 5 and 4, what do you want to be when you grow up, little girl? And we learned pretty quickly the answer was, I want to be a doctor. That would be their answer. Well, my sister became one. I'm too dyslexic. I became an architect instead. But he and his friends really impacted our lives.
Nice.
My dad was my stepfather, and he was just the greatest person I ever knew. And this is a story about the kind of love he had. One day, my brother and sister and I, we painted the brand new washing machine my mother had green. She was not happy about this. And when she came home, she was really, really upset. She was so upset. And she was kind of an angry woman anyway. And she told us to go to our rooms because if she hit us, she'd kill us. And wait till our dad came home. And so I was the oldest, and I was about maybe 9. And so we were waiting for him all day. And he came home, and he was all happy. And she handed him a wooden spoon and told him the story. And so I remember my sister and I lived, our room was right across from theirs, and he called me in first, and I was crying. And he told me to get up on the bed. And he took this spoon, and he looked at me, and he said, "You know what you did was wrong, don't you, Lynn?" And I went, "Yeah." And so he said, "When I hit my hand, I want you to yell."
That's awesome.
So My father knew how to love no matter what.
Got one right here. I'll be right back.
When my brother and I were in the preteen stage, maybe a little younger, we had the experience through my dad of learning the appreciation of nature. My grandparents, his parents, lived a sort of subsistence life in a remote part of New York, surrounded by forest. And my dad took my brother and I, and we would go into the forest, and he would teach us everything from how to identify trees, what berries you could eat on the ground, what ones you couldn't, how to read the sign of a deer track to know whether it was fresh or it had, the deer had passed through quite a while ago, and how to just lose yourself in the environment and just take in the silence and the beauty of the forest. And so I am very grateful for my father to have given me that experience and appreciation of the beauty that surrounds us.
My father and I had something that we loved to do together, and that was talk. We would go on long walks and we would talk. We would sit in the living room and we would talk, and we would talk, and we would talk. And the last really coherent conversation I had with my dad lasted 5 hours. We sat together in his double recliner, and we just chatted and chatted and chatted. At that time, he was several years into Alzheimer's. And so his cognitive was beginning, to go. But we kept those conversations going. We would discuss anything and everything. And finally, the last couple years of his life, the conversations we had didn't make very much sense. But what I discovered, to my great surprise, was that I enjoyed those conversations that made very little sense as much as I did when we were solving the world's problems. And I knew at that point that my dad probably didn't know who I was. And it didn't matter, because I knew who he was, and I enjoyed him as much when he didn't make any sense as when he and I could discuss these big topics and figure life out. So I think that the thing that I really learned in that, and I want to share, is, if you have somebody that you love and they forget who you are, it doesn't really matter, because you know who they are and you have all those memories. And that time together can be every bit as special as when their minds were completely sharp. Thank you.
Yeah. Love transcends all dimensions. Love transcends all dimensions. All right, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to get back to some music. Yeah? One more? Okay, go ahead.
So I remember going with my brother and I and my father to hike to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. And we camped out, and it was cold. And I remember Bruce and I looked out, and there my father was creating breakfast. And it was cold. And I said, I wouldn't go out there. He said, I wouldn't either. We were just kind of amazed that he went and did that. We hiked to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and up in one day. Well, we were young. He wasn't that young, but he made it somehow.
Thank you, Gary. Do you see that little face in the glass there? Is it good?
So I'll just say a few things. I had a very
Thank you, Dave.
I had a very complicated relationship with my father and my biological dad, and I was lucky to grow up with my stepdad, who's just a really great stabilizing influence. And it couldn't have been more different between the volatile nature of my father and then just the even-tempered nature of my stepdad. And as I thought about fatherhood, I think it's hard when you don't have a model in your life. You haven't been modeled a good father figure. And Dean and I were talking about that this morning, and it's like you kind of just make it up as you go along. And the first time your little daughter says, Dad does, like, oh, and it's commonplace now, but I try to think of the reverence of that each moment. One of the things my grandma said to me before she passed, I was sitting playing some songs in the hospital with her, and she grabbed my hand. She wasn't always lucid at that point, but she grabbed my hand and said, you know, we're really lucky to have each other right now. And so I kind of want to remember that as much as possible with my daughter. We're lucky to have each other right now. So on all these very sentimental and beautiful notes from you all, I want to just affirm all that you've shared, and thank you for being vulnerable with all of us and bringing those stories. That's a wonderful thing. With that being said, this is one of my favorite tunes of Dean's. At Dripping Springs, the final day on Sunday is we just kind of, each artist gets to go do one more song, and I feel like the festival's not complete unless Dean plays this song. And I have, it's just one of my favorite songs from you. And so once again, if we could thank my buddy Dean from coming here.
Yeah.
I really appreciate having him. And then I'll kind of plug, because he's too humble. If you like anything he's done, he's got some USBs and a little bit of merchandise if you want to hit him up. It's some great music. The Cautionary Tale album he did recently is really, really cool. It was one of my daughter's favorites. I put the music on after the festival, and she's like, where's Dean? This is another one, and thank you so much for having him, and it's just been a blast to have him here. So
Yeah.
take it away.
And I also want to remind you real quick, I want to plug the fact that Ryan is at a house concert this coming Friday night. There's information out in the foyer. That'll be at Josie and Matt's. And you will email them, and they will send you all the information. So get your seat reserved. They're getting filled up. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Dean. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was such a beautiful morning. I don't do a lot of things like this, so I just loved the stories and loved feeling like, the personal sharing of things that you've been through is such an important thing. The thing you said about your dad and the Alzheimer's, like, that really hits home, because a friend of mine, his dad had the same thing, and it's a really frustrating thing to go through, but that's a really good thing to think of. It's like, you know who they are. You don't need them to know who you are. It's, this one's called Red Eyed Red Light. Good night. It's, I'm just going to play it. Set 'em up and break 'em down. The greatest show around is in and out of town tonight. You'll move your funny bones, tingling from a sound through the megaphone. City home humming when you hit the road, all right. Red light, good night. Look at that smile. Let's move it, my dear friend, let some folks meet their end, sliding down the rails from town to town. You had better pull your weight, or the heavy hand of fate will throw you out the boxcar to the ground. A red light, good night. Set 'em up and break 'em down, the greatest show around is in and out of town tonight. You'll move your funny bones, tingling from a sound through the megaphone. City home humming when you hit the road, all right. A red eye, red light. Old Camel got the J from the walkers he did take. We tried our best to keep it down low. Rumors of a disease and they spread with careless ease, bringing certain someones in the know. A red eye, red light, light. Never perform with dogs or kids. Yeah, thanks, buddy. 3-4. Old Topsy got the juice from a madman on the loose. A shocking truth the wizard used to prove a petty point. What was it he did say about nonviolence in his day? Let it be shown that actions pulse more true than words. Have you heard? Red eye, red light. Set 'em up and break 'em down. The greatest show around is in and out of town tonight. You'll move your funny bones, singing from a sound through the megaphone. City home humming when you hit the road, all right. A red eye, red light. Oh, good night. Let's do that again. A red eye, red light. Oh, good night. One more time. A red eye, red light. Good night. Thanks for the request, my friend. Thank you all so much for having me here. It's an honor, real honor. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Ryan. I love you, buddy. Thank you.
Love you too, man. We'll have Dean back. I promise. that
We
eventually.
will, we'll have Dean back. Thank you. Yay! Here, give me a hug. Yeah, that's right. Yes! Round of applause. Ryan,
Amazing.
thanks for making this happen. Thank you. And thanks for bringing the dancing girl.
Yeah,
that was
Yeah.
kind of sweet.
That wasn't so bad either, was it? Deep breath. How do you feel? Right? Yeah? Are we there? Are we celebrating? Yeehaw. Come on down here. We're going to do a celebration of abundance now. We appreciate your ongoing support. Thank you to our YouTubers out there. And when you're ready to donate, hit that donate button. Come on down, Marcia. Do I have it? You want to help, Emerson? Are you going to come over and help? Come on over if you're willing. There you go. Let's bless these baskets. Thanks for being willing to stay over a little. We had such cool stuff to do today. Yeah, right? So it was worth a little longer Sunday morning. And together we say, we are demonstrating our abundance through our generosity. In the giving, we are blessed. Okay, now let's say it like we mean it. We are demonstrating our abundance through our generosity. In the giving, we are blessed. Thank you. And go forward, my friends, and get the goods. And I did say Friday night, what did I say? What did I say wrong, Michael? I said Friday, and it's actually on Saturday. My bad. Ryan Biter House Concert. That's at 7 p.m. Details in the foyer. Sign up because we want to get the information to you. I want to remind you again. What? Pardon me? Yeah. And I want to remind you about Keith Green's Celebration of Life. That is on Thursday, June 20th. We do have a 15-passenger van. Please sign up for that. We are leaving, hear me, we are leaving at 12 noon. We are leaving at 12 noon, okay? You got that? We got that. The bus leaves at 12 noon. And we are going to go to the Grand Canyon, to Shoshone Point, and you will actually be shuttled to the point itself also. So if that is a concern of yours, maybe I won't be able to get out there. Take that out of your mind. You're fine. We'll get you there. Michael will carry you. So thank you to everyone that made it so special last Sunday. 53 people we had out there in the park. We had a cool drum circle. We are an amazing community. Round of applause for us. And let's show our gratitude through our generosity. How about we do a little hit on it up above my head, or you want to do something else? You got a different one. Okay, pay no attention to the screen above. Right? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's tag it. Here we go. Come on. Are we all done? Come on. And I'm going to step out of the way so we can see them on camera. Here we go. Whoop.
Sing it? Set 'em up and break 'em down. The greatest show around.
Let's stand up.
Is in and out of town tonight.
Here we go.
You'll move your
Come
funny
on,
bone,
move it.
singing from
Here
the
we
south
go.
through the megaphone. City home humming when you hit the road. All right.
Y'all know it now.
A red eye, a red light, a good night. Keep going.
Yeah.
It's rumored, my dear friend, that some folks will meet their end, sliding down the rails from town to town. You had better pull your weight, or the heavy hand of fate throw you out the boxcar to the ground. A red eye, red light, good night. Red eye, red light, good night. A red eye, red light, good night. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Cheers.
And we say thank you for these gifts. If you will affirm this with me, we are grateful. Unity of Flagstaff is opening minds, hearts, and expressions through our generosity. We are abundant, and so it is. Together we affirm the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Create an amazing week, my friends.